Shop with Ken B.
Man, we just chillin' at the house on the couch. Chillin' on the couch. We sittin' there lay back chillin', talking shit. We on the couch at the house. Chillin' on the couch. We drinkin', having fun at the house. We on the couch at the house. We chillin' on the couch. It's crazy how much fun we have sitting at the house on the couch. Posted on the couch. Subscribe to my channel, check us out. We on the couch.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of OTC. I am your host, Padu. I'm your only host today. And today we got Doodie.
It's me.
We got Miss Muffy. And then we got...
They don't know me about Muffy. Call me
what's-
Brittany because don't nobody know me about it.
We got Brittany.
Yeah.
We got Brittany.
They don't even know out there.
There you go.
We got Kam. And then we got my cousin EJ. He was on the last episode. He was on here 2 episodes ago. And you know, we here. So today, we sponsored again by what's the name?
Bum Rush Tea. I ain't lying.
Bum Rush
I
getting me
think
drunk, and
everybody-
we almost
Bum Rush is-
done. Bum Rush Raw. So
Ooh.
that's what we sponsored by again today. And today we're talking about single parents.
Yes, Lord.
That's what we're talking about. So the first question we're gonna start this with is what falls under the umbrella of single parents? So I'm gonna start with myself. First. So if you and another person have a child, if y'all aren't able to co-parent, and by co-parenting I mean where y'all can have good communication and make sure all the child needs is met and everything, y'all working together to make sure the child has a good life. If y'all can't do that, then both of y'all are, well actually, whoever's taking care of the child is the single parent. That's how I feel about it. But we're going to go to Brittany.
Them kids.
Fucking kid.
Kids. Hold on, wait.
That was a quote for the episode too. That was a quote. It was fucking kids.
Hold on, wait. Okay, so when you have kids and you're a single parent, like, it's no longer about you. It's about the kids.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So you take sacrifices, you do whatever you gotta do to make sure your kids good. You know, even if you gotta go see old man Nate. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in a bind.
You know I'm in a bind,
Yeah,
Nate.
there
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
You do what you have to do for your kids, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's Christmas, it's shit tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man don't want a PS4. Nunu
You gotta
want
get it by
a
all means.
Barbie dream house.
Ain't no
You
ifs,
know what
ands,
I'm
or
saying?
buts. You gotta
Old
get it.
man Nate been wanting to pay for that pussy.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
There
So
you
you ease on over that
There you
old
go.
man
I mean,
Nate.
yeah,
And make sure them
for
kids
free.
have a good Christmas.
There you go.
Put a smile on them
There you
children. Shit. But you know, I never had to do it. You know what I'm saying? But don't get it
Don't
twisted.
get it twisted. There you
If
go.
I had to, my back against the wall, I'll go see old man Nate
Man.
without a problem.
All right.
But you know, next.
All right, Kam. What falls under the umbrella of single parenting to you?
A single parent to me is a man or a woman who is taking care of a child 100% without the help of the person that they had a child with.
What you got?
Yes.
I mean, basically, if it ain't no co-parenting between the mother or the father, basically, which in most cases the mother doing mother and father duties, that's being a single parent.
But you got males that are single parents.
100%. Right.
That's how you do it.
I don't know. Me, I feel like a single parent is, because it's weird because they got some situations where you could say, all right, I'm in a situation where I'm with a woman and she have a child. But I'm there. I've been there since the child was a child. But at the same time, I would not take from that woman saying that she's not a single parent when she is. Because I grew up in a household where my dad been in jail since I was born. So my mom always did whatever she had to do. Like you say, she had to do whatever it took to make sure I always had. But guess what? There's always been a man there too. And he been there too. But you can't never say she wasn't a single parent. So I feel like it's to each his own. It's like if you feel like you know what I'm saying, if you gotta do some things more than the next, then you consider a single parent. If you gotta, you know what I'm saying, if that person who made that child not there, I feel like you're a single parent.
So the group we got today, everybody is either a single parent, or they was raised by a single parent,
Right.
or as it could have been the smallest portion of time, or they had experience that made them feel like it was some single parenting going on in that situation.
Right.
So, from anybody here, did y'all ever have to deal with the transition of going from co-parenting to being to having to deal with a single parent or being a single parent?
In my situation, as far as with my son, I never had to co-parent because even when I was with his sperm donor, I was still a single parent because he didn't do shit. So I was still a single parent doing everything in a relationship. But as far as you speaking on like my parents,
Yeah. Yours too.
yeah, I grew up in a household with my mom and dad. Probably around 6th grade, they separated. So it was a very hard transition because I was so used to both parents.
Right.
And eventually, my mama found somebody else and had a stepdaddy, but it still was,
It ain't the same. That shit don't be the same.
I mean, he did
No,
what
they'll
my
do,
daddy
but it's
wasn't
still-
doing, but, you know,
it's still a boy.
you still, missing that other parent.
So you.
I had both parents, but
Mom
it
and
wasn't
dad, like,
together.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like, I guess I was still raised by a single parent.
Yeah, so it's like you single on both. You know what I'm saying? You single with your mom.
But
you
then
single
I
with your
had a
dad.
stepmama that I love, and I had a stepdaddy that I love. So
Did they feel that void? Did they feel that same like being that you? I'm honest. I wasn't able to witness my real dad, so I can't say if my stepdad was the same as my real dad or not. Y'all was in situations where I don't think y'all was, but y'all was in situations where y'all had y'all biological parents, and then you transitioned to someone that's a stepdad or stepmom. So was it the same void as the real, like the biological? Like,
To me, because I love my stepmom and my stepdad.
I ain't saying I love it. Well,
Like,
I
I
love
love
mine
so-
too. I ain't saying
I
love is
didn't-
just like that void. Like, is it everything that?
It's different.
Did you miss a beat? That's what I'm gonna say. Did you miss a beat? That make it easy. Did you miss a beat? When one left, did you miss a beat when the second one
Well,
came?
no, because I can't really love my stepdaddy like my real dad. I
There
love
you
my
go. That's
stepmama
what-
like
like
real
you-
mom.
Oh, you
know, but
can
I
or
had,
can't?
I can't.
Oh, okay, right.
But I had love from, so I don't know.
Right.
I
So
guess
that's
like you
why I
say, to
say,
each his
yeah,
own.
to each his own. It's always
Right,
each his own. But that's
right.
why I say in that situation, I would feel like you was in
But
a single parent situation with both.
As far as
because-
me, I always been a single parent.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me get EJ. EJ, you ever had to deal with going from co-parenting to single parent, even in your own, like with your mama or something like that?
Not really had to deal with no problems because it always been just me and my mama.
Amen.
So, and that ain't no problem because she held hers down.
All the way, 100%,
10 fingers,
150%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I ain't never had that problem.
I know me. I know when I was, okay, 10th grade, my mom and my daddy had broke up. It didn't really affect me because I knew from like middle school, I kind of just realized as long as they providing for me what I need, that I really don't care what their relationship was. But I know the switch, it didn't really affect me, but I could see how if you really attached to the idea of your people being
together, right, it will
that
break you
Right.
it could really like alter your vision as far as life and everything.
Right.
But now we're just about to talk about like, just the struggle of single parents and everything. I'm gonna go first. I know when my people had broke up, probably the biggest struggle that I had to deal with was your mama and your daddy beef.
Right.
That's-
And you in the middle of it.
It's like y'all, I do not care. Like
Right.
y'all need to work it out. I don't care what y'all.
And I think they
gotta
probably
do.
trying to tell
I just
who
feel like
right,
y'all
who
need to
wrong.
I just feel like y'all need to communicate and leave me out of it because I don't care what y'all do. As long as I'm getting food every day and then I got clothes and shoes when I need it, I'm all good.
Right.
But that was the biggest struggle for me, I say, as far as dealing with going from a co-parenting, situation to a single parent. But some of y'all single parents, or some of y'all are dealing with single parents that are raised by single parents. So what was some of the struggles that y'all realized while y'all was growing up or raising kids or something like that?
That kids want their dad, you know what I'm saying, in their life. When they see
Right.
other kids,
Right.
and other dads coming to function and stuff, kids,
Right.
right. So that's the struggle because just because you say fuck them, the kids not
The
gonna
kids
say
can't.
fuck
Yeah,
'em,
right.
You know,
Cause that's still their daddy.
right. And that make you even madder, cause you be like,
You like
what the
this
fuck?
nigga?
I want
You
you
know
to
what I'm
dad.
saying?
Yeah,
What
I
the
know exactly
fuck?
what you said. You
You
don't
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting mad at you because my kids feeling this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we beefing.
Let me go to Doodie.
My struggle would have been like all my cousins, like as far as on my mama's side. Like I said, my dad was wrong. He was in jail since I was born. So all my cousins, like all of them had their daddies. Like so it's like when I be wrong, them, whoever, all of them had their daddies. So it's like just say if something going on and like the weekend or summertime. Let me say summertime. Mostly throughout the school year. Well, they don't count because they always had their mom and their daddy going on. So during summertime, like I know for like Pee Wee or B whoever, they going to their daddy house. I'm like, damn, guess what? I'm stuck at my mama house or my auntie house or my. So now I'm stuck being with buku women because it's like everybody else going with their daddies on the weekend or whatever. So it's like I ain't had it to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's when it bothered me as far as like, damn. Like,
So you feel like you was missing out.
yeah, I feel like I missed out a lot. Like, damn, I really ain't got. You know what I'm saying? Or even going to his people house. Guess what? That's more women. His mama, his sisters. So it's like I could have stayed with my mama and my aunties, and my grandmas for that. Like so, it's like that's when it bothered me the most.
What's up, John? What you got?
What's the question?
The question?
Yeah.
The question was just talk about some of
The
the
struggles of
the struggles of either being a single parent or being raised by a single parent.
Well, first, as far as being raised by a single parent, both of my parents throws. So, like they both kind of had a way of putting the next parent against. Like, it was a struggle for me and my brother because it's like, okay, my daddy, he talking shit about my mama, and your mama the reason why the family not together. My mama, she telling shit that my daddy did. So it's like, as kids, we was confused as far as who to blame. You know, and there was a lot of violence in my household. So, you know, we dealt with stuff like that too. So it was just a struggle just with living. Like, cause, you know, it was always
something.
something every day.
And I got something to say too. I think it's like real bad when a parent talk bad about the other parent because cause in the end, if that person ain't no good, that child gonna eventually find out that person
On their own. You gotta.
you don't have to tell
let them
that
figure it out on their own.
because if you do it preactively and you tell them, they gonna kind of have some resentment towards you because they gonna feel like you put that mind of they
you forced it.
parent
You forced
on
it
them,
on
and
them,
then you like manifested and made
And then
it
like both of my parents did it, so it's like I'm looking at my daddy like, oh, you ain't shit. Then I'm looking at my mama like, well, damn, you ain't shit either. So it's like you had to kind of form your own
build a
opinion.
wedge between both.
And I didn't realize until I got older, and it's like now I'm finally realizing like, well, who was the problem or where the problem started? Because you know, as a kid, you can't really sit back and tell what the real issue was.
Right.
But from a single parent point of view, like my point of view with my child,
Right.
what was the biggest struggle?
What's the struggle?
yeah, like even right now.
What's the struggle of you being a single parent?
Shit, everything. Like at first when he didn't have a stepdad, it was hard because his dad not around and the daddy family not around. So it's really just me and my family doing everything. So trying to work, go to school, take care of baby, that shit hard. So it's like even trying to have like a personal life, trying to have a relationship, something gonna fall short.
Right.
So for me, it was like the odds was against me because shit, my family, they helping me, but they getting burnt out.
Right.
So I kind of lost my way, kind of, sort of. But right now, I can't really speak on it because I don't feel like I'm a single parent anymore. So, you know.
What about you, EJ?
I mean, as far as growing up, I ain't really had too much problem because I'm most of the type I just go with the flow. But
Right.
like literally no problems. Like I say, my mama, she heal hers as far as the only problem might be like financial wise, but she'll need the help.
Right.
And it'll be times where like he can't do it or, you know, just difficult times.
Right.
But other than that, as far as like the financial help or even like mental help for me, like if I was going through something or, cause not every boy able to talk to their mama about
everything.
everything.
Right.
That's about the only thing.
That's
But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So so we about to get into like how does introducing like a relationship like partner, like a romantic relationship partner, how does that change the whole experience of like your single parent? If you have introduced a person to your children, or if you was a child and had a romantic partner introduced to you. So let me start with EJ.
Okay, so like you said, as far as her relationships or my relationships.
So both. It could be both. So it could be either you growing up or you now. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
He basically saying, how was it when she started dating?
Oh yeah, like growing up, I mean, she had her friends. Like I really wouldn't say no serious dating, but
Right.
that ain't my business. I mean, as long as he good,
There you go.
as long as he good, I'm good.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
I'm in that water, 100 feet deep.
Amen.
As
Amen.
long as he good, I'm straight. I ain't got no problem with that.
Amen.
all right. Let's go with Cam. Let's go with Cam. So we're talking about introducing a romantic relationship partner into the situation. How does that change your single parenting experience?
With me, I only let one person around my child. Like when I was dating, you could not come around my child at all. So when I found somebody and I was kind of serious, I was like, okay, cool. And honestly, once we started dating and getting serious, he just kind of stepped right on in, and you know, he didn't really miss a beat with my child. So that's why I feel like now I'm not a single parent, because shit, I have that male figure there that's helping me. So, you know, I ain't doing it by myself. So it's a little bit easier now. But as far as my mama was, my daddy never really brought no women around me. And when he did, it didn't turn out good. So as far as with my mama, when my stepdaddy came around, I ain't gonna lie, it was bittersweet, because I love my daddy, but I was always mature enough to know that some shit just don't work out.
So y'all wouldn't like to let kids off always there yet?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Like, and then my stepdaddy, I ain't gonna lie, he spoiled me. Like, and I think that's the part that he did do. As far as like being like the daddy, like that I needed,
Right. That
he
boy.
didn't do that.
That's the
but
boy. That's what I'm saying. That's the boy.
he
Yeah.
made sure that I ain't want for nothing.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I like this nigga, you know, because he made sure I was good. So I was cool with it, because he did his part. So it was cool.
What about you?
I don't bring nobody around my kids. Like if we dating, you'll never see my kids.
Amen.
You know,
So you
but
ain't never had
I
like
have, I have someone that my kids consider as their father, and you know, he good with them, whatever. But I don't really go looking for stepdads. You know what I'm saying? If we date, we do our thing. You don't have to worry about my kids. My kids good. You know, so. And I was never raised like that. You know, my mom was probably my stepdad and somebody else. But other than that, I never really, you know, had other men around me. So I guess I come from that. So, you know not to go
there.
I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Not to bring different men around your kids. Like, I don't believe in that.
Right. It'll mess the kids up.
Right.
What about you, dude?
Like I said, when my dad was in jail since I was born, so it's like, as I can remember, I always knew my stepdad. So it's like, in my mind, not until it got to a certain point, whatever in my life, where something like, oh, that's not your real dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never knew nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing different. And that's the same way I did with my stepchild. Like, I didn't know no such thing as stepdad and real dad. By the time I realized about a stepdad, I probably was old enough to be, you should understand, you can be able to look at it. And he never treated me different. So I ain't finna never go out my way and treat nobody different. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never no switch to me. Because to be honest, by the time I realized it was already, it should have been common sense. I was already going to my daddy people, my real daddy people. So it's like, and you know, you come back over here and you going to this who in a house with you. So it's like, I never had that real daddy, stepdaddy crap. You know what I'm saying? When you get older and all that, then it's like, all right, you my stepdaddy. But other than that, he always treated me as if I was more of his child than his real kids. So I never had that. It wasn't a transition.
That's what's up.
And I know, well, for me, I know I was older by that time, so it would be like a shock when you would find out. But then after that, it'd be like, Okay, so it's just like it's just the
Something I gotta get used to.
It's just the person. Like
Yeah.
it's somebody, and it's just like, it's just like you just recognize them as just being regular people. So as long as the person not treating you
Mistreat me.
bad
Yeah.
or they not trying to overstep and then like we good. As long as you just stay
in your boundaries.
yeah, stay where you
Stay in
at.
your place.
We good. We ain't
Right.
never like so I say like from both sides, from my mama and my daddy's side, that the people that they had as far as like outside relationships besides them, that they all were pretty
Respectful.
good and respectful and
Right.
they handled the situation pretty good
Right.
in my experience. Yeah. But so what we're getting to next is does it really take a village? So y'all know the phrase "it take a village
Take a
to
village
raise
to raise a child.
a raise
Yes,
a child."
most
So
definitely.
we gonna start with you. Do you
Yes.
think it's take a village?
Yes. I have been a single parent, but I always had my family. And I just couldn't imagine not having them around to help me with my kids.
Pull it up,
So, yes, it takes a village to raise children, a child, whatever.
Let's go do it. I'm gonna go with you.
Oh, me? Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. Fuck that village. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, you can't say fuck the
Fuck
village.
the village.
You
Fuck
need
the
the village. No, you
Not,
need
no, I feel like you don't need the village all the
I
time.
say fuck
Yeah,
that village because
yes, you do.
reason why I
I'm
say fuck
telling
that
y'all.
village because I deal with this in my situation.
Uh-huh.
I hate everybody else's input. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's mama and daddy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not saying no one else can be able to tell your child nothing, but I feel like a lot of people can persuade the right thing, like what you trying to teach your child. Grandmothers and aunties and uncles, they will go against your rules and it fuck a child up. Like if everybody not on the same page, and a lot of days, especially nowadays, everybody not trying to be on the same page. Everybody want to be loved and like. So if I'm telling my child, hey, don't touch that drink. You telling my woman telling her child don't touch that drink. Guess what? Granny and mama and everybody else.
They gotta
gonna say?
respect that.
Yeah, I let y'all have a little bit, and it's like, now you fucking something up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel that's why I say fuck that bitch, because it's like when you go as far as letting everyone have an input, it's like everyone will detour your. And I let you do it. No, we talk about me and mine. So that's why I say nah, fuck that bitch.
So, let's go to EJ.
I ain't with that one.
I mean, it ain't really much I can say on that one, but it sounds like metaphorically speaking, saying basically just to support and help.
Right.
I mean, it ain't nothing nobody can do by themselves.
Right.
Everybody needs some type.
Everybody
of
needs
help.
some kind of help. You right.
Yeah,
Right.
some type of help or
Right.
push. It don't gotta be the whole. It don't gotta be like you said, the whole village. But the village can just be the grandparents or just
Right.
two of the people.
Right. Right.
But everybody need their help and support.
Yeah, you need somebody. You right.
Let's go with you, man.
Everybody took my answer.
Everybody-
But no, I agree with Doodie and EJ. Like,
Mhm.
I'm 50-50 on it. So,
Right.
yeah, they took my answer.
I know me growing up, it really wasn't nothing too many people could tell me outside of my mama,
Right.
my daddy,
Right.
my granny,
Right.
and then my uncle. Outside of that,
Right.
I mean, the village could try, but it'd be like,
I ain't gonna lie. In my
it's
mind, I'm
gonna-
feeling like if my mama agree with me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I hate
Right,
to
right,
be disobedient, but I feel like, man, my mama agree with me. I don't really.
I
feel
mean,
like
but
It be-
the village is the certain people you pick in your village. Like you have to make your
You
village.
gotta make your own village.
Like,
you right.
yeah.
You right. But
A lot of anybody can come put their input. on.
And look, it'll be times my mama tell me I'm wrong, and then my granny tell me I'm right. I'm like, hey, look.
guess what?
As long as my granny
right.
tell me I'm right, I'm good.
I'm right. If I call my papa and he like, hey, nah, she tripping. I'm right. I don't care what nobody said, what you gotta say, how you feel about it. My papa gonna tell me if I'm right. My mama gonna tell me if I'm right. So if them two ain't, my mama she'll kind of persuade with whoever
But
call her first. My papa
even the village gotta respect certain laws and stuff you let out with your child.
But
You
that's
know
the only
what I'm
thing. Sometimes the
You
village,
can't-
sometimes the village go overboard. They
They
go to
do.
feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the big sister, I'm the big mama. Nah, if my papa say, hey, he knew what he was doing. I got expelled from school one time. My papa say, hey, that's some shit I do. And guess what? Everybody else had something to say. He ain't care. I don't care what nobody else say.
That's
He
the
say,
wrong village.
nah, that's my papa. I ain't listening to nothing else. He say, hey, he homeschooling. That's what he doing. I don't care what nobody else gotta say. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Alright, so So we gotta get into the next question, Colin. So how do y'all explain, or how was it explained to y'all why the other parent wasn't either around as much or wasn't involved? So we're gonna start with you, Brittany. How have you even had to explain?
I ain't have to explain because I go on the weekends with him, weekends with mom, so I always had him in my life. So it was never really nothing to explain to me because I knew what it was,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So.
Let's go Cam. They took all your answers the first time.
My mom and daddy was toxic, so I knew what it was. Like, it wasn't nothing to explain. Y'all fucked up, and it just ain't gonna work.
You fucked up. She fucked up.
But with my son, that's a touchy situation, cause I'm kind of.
Have you even had that
I'm
conversation?
dealing with that now because he's 9, he getting older, and he kind of smart. Like, he kind of figuring shit out. Like, he be like, well, why my last name is?
You might be listening right now.
I
You
know,
might
so-
ask after this episode.
Yeah. So I don't know. I need some help with that because I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you tell a child, like, hey, you know, that's not your father, but he been here since you was 2 years old, and your dad ain't shit.
So look,
and he don't, you know.
in my opinion, I feel like the best way to do it is up front, because when you don't speak about it, then that leaves the child open to interpret whatever the situation is. A child mind interpreting the situation.
So he
And
asking about it now.
It
I
can-
mean, he's asking as far as like, well, how your last name this and his last name that, and my last name this, and I'm just like, my brain is just froze at the moment because I don't know what to tell
It's
him.
okay to explain to him what's
He
going on.
asked
So
everything
now
about-
that he's asking those questions, it's okay to explain to him.
I think I'm ready, but I just don't want him to be upset at me as the mother, like, blaming me for why his daddy don't want to be in his life.
Yeah, just
Cause that could happen, but
Yeah.
That happened a lot. That was a lot.
And then maybe he gonna want to ask like, well, can I see him? And it's like, how you gonna
And
tell him
you're not
that he
at
don't
that, I
want
feel
to
like
see you?
if you're not at that age to understand that, hey,
It can
don't
mess a
wanna be
child
around,
up.
you gotta have a child curious.
Cause it's not a situation where I can be like, well, you know what? Hey, he want to know you. This nigga don't want to get to know you. So,
Oh, and that's hard to tell a child.
Right.
Like,
They don't
your
understand
daddy
that.
don't-
But
Yeah,
guess
they ain't
what?
trying to do that.
Fuck that nigga.
right.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
That's your daddy right there.
And that's what it
Bitch ass
is.
nigga.
And that's what it is. And it don't need to be nothing else.
All right, look, let's go to EJ.
Next.
It's the bum rush. That's what it is.
Stay
It's the
off
bum
the
rush
liquor.
hour.
Pour me some
Bum
up.
rush.
Cause guess what?
That's
This
it
shit
is.
that got me.
It's the first
Upset.
time I done been drunk on the episode. That bum rush.
It's the bum rush.
Fuck that nigga.
Fuck that nigga.
Next, what's the next question?
I feel like it ain't even really
Oh, is
much.
we still on that question?
Yeah.
I feel like it ain't much to be explained, because I mean it's up to us whether we want to understand it, but everybody understand when they get older, but
Right.
their father might not be like their daddy on them Lifetime movies,
Right.
or their daddy y'all see on TV
Right.
every day.
Yeah.
But shit,
Right.
sometimes a female not always able to teach a man how to be a man.
Right.
But even though their father not there, like it's still
You still need
tendencies.
it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It's still certain stuff.
And we
Yeah,
gonna
certain
get into
stuff
that.
you
So,
still need.
but that's good. We're gonna get into that. So
Oh, I mean, you ain't even gotta go to me. My daddy was in jail since I was born. So my mama always, she didn't have to tell me. It wasn't nothing to really
your
talk
daddy in
about.
jail.
Yeah, your daddy been in jail.
And that's a problem. That's a problem in the black community. We had the black episode
Yeah.
2 weeks back.
It wasn't really nothing to talk about.
We just talked about how they put us in jail.
Oh,
But all right, so off that, so what we're about to get to now is we about to talk about. So we're gonna start with the males. So we're about to talk about males, and he was just kind of starting with it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We're about to talk about males that are raised without either mothers or fathers, and then just what y'all see or either what y'all experience or just
What was different about it?
yeah, with just and how that influences the male into what type of person they become.
I can't lie. Me only having my mama, I think it's like a gift in the person. Like, it made me love a woman different. Like,
Right.
I've always been the best type of boyfriend to the woman that I've met with. But it also was hard because I had to kind of learn and fish around. Like, I had to go based off mine. Like I said, I didn't have a dad. My
Right.
stepdaddy was around, but it's like the difference is when you know it's your stepdad, it's kind of like you kind of be standoffish. Like, do I want to take crap from this nigga, or do I just want to be like, all right, I see you and I pay attention to certain stuff you do, but
Fuck what you took.
fuck fuck what you
certain
talking about. You
extent.
know what I'm saying? Especially
You know
when
what I'm saying, right.
That's why I say that's why in this situation we would rather not say because it's like to my stepchild because like I know once I realized I was a stepchild like we ain't got the same blood, so
Right.
it's certain shit you do. I'm really just seeing how you do as a man, but at the same time I know that I ain't gonna act like that because they ain't my blood. So it's like I'm resentful to what you're doing. So that,
So now that you have a stepchild,
right.
how you feel about that?
So what you say? Now that I have a stepchild, how do I feel? I feel
It's different.
the same way. So it's like I be mindful of what I do, even though I know we don't have the same blood. And I thought about this. That with my stepdad, I be mindful of what I do. I teach him more principles than more just showing you shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my stepdad just showed me shit, and it's like in my mind, knowing that you're not my dad, it's like, all right, I know I ain't gonna do that bitch ass shit because we ain't got the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I just know I'm gonna take what you did and not do that. So it's like in them situations, it didn't really help. But I do know, like as far as like my mama, like it was times I can remember one incident where she'd drop me off at the barbershop. Like at first she would take me to the barbershop and go in, but after a while she'd drop me off at the barbershop and just leave me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why you leave me here? But as I got older, and once she started telling me, she's like, all right, it hurt me even more to leave you, shit. But now I had to realize that you becoming a man. It's like I can't keep sitting in the barbershop with you. Like you gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn some kind of survival. So it's like even with she'll let me go to my people's house and just leave me. Like I'm like, well damn, you got me walking through the whole Baton Rouge. Everybody calling you talking about seeing your son walking. So it's like, why you got me doing it? She like, I can't teach you how to be a man.
Mother,
yeah,
that's how we try to teach a son.
So she like, I can't teach you how to be a man.
So we try to back up a little bit and let you man
I gotta
up.
let you learn on your own. But guess what? You're gonna always have a line where you can hit me or my daddy to know that if something wrong, you can hit us. But at the same time, I gotta let you do whatever it is you need to do.
Right.
So when it come down to it, you're gonna know how to get out of any situation.
That's why I say you always need that male figure.
It helped me as a man because now I don't need nobody. Like people will tell you, I ain't calling no family members, no nothing, because I'm gonna find a way out on my own. So it helped me.
Let's go to EJ.
All right. What the question was?
So the question was we was just talking about
how did having a single parent mother benefit you in your situation?
Or really just how did not having your father's as much involved in your life, how do you feel like that affected you as far as your personality and how you are today?
I mean, as far as my personality, like I mean, my mama pretty much taught me good, taught me how to respect the woman, like he said, respect the woman, manners, all that, polite, how to present yourself in public, all that was good. But as far as, doing things that a man should do, like a woman
can't do that.
Teach us how to be a man. So most of the stuff I had to learn by myself. And that can either lead you down this road.
That's the best way to get back.
It ain't like you could choose the roads. It's like
they can't help you. They can't tell you, no, that ain't a man can tell you like, man, son, guess what? Don't do that like that. You get killed like that.
You do it like this.
All they get, a woman can't. All they know is just, baby, what you need? You want me to help you? Like, no, I need to find out how to go beat this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
they gonna let a boy be a boy.
They gonna tell you, baby, you don't do that. Baby,
baby,
keep your strap. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? That can get you hurt because she not thinking. You talking about the plug. Somebody is serious.
Shit. So either way.
Well, I know I had both of my people growing up. So I know as far as like relationship wise, when I was growing up, I kind of feel like I had an idea of how stuff was supposed to go. Because my people, they got married when they was in high school, and then they was together all the way up until I was almost 16. So as far as that, I was like, all right, this is how everything's supposed to go, and then it's going to be good. But then after they break up,
Paul, do that mess you up on marriage though? Like that, saying that, do that make you feel like,
I know niggas gonna think I'm crazy, but I swear from like, it was really like 4th, 5th grade, I had figured out like, oh, that relationship ain't normal. Like,
that's rare. It's very rare.
So from that point, I was like, it ain't gonna be like that. But still seeing them, it kept the hope, like, oh yeah, like
it's possible.
It's still possible. Yeah. Like I still do it. But as far as that, but then on the lines alone, we was talking about how mothers can't teach men how to be a man.
Right.
Also, sometimes I feel like this, and this is my opinion. I know a lot of people feel like, but I feel like for you to become a man or to be a man, you have to want to become a man. Because I feel like it's a lot of people out here that think they men, but they still little boys. Like you could be
Yeah.
you could be 32 and still be a little
Still be
boy.
15.
Comfortable with being a boy.
So becoming a man,
But you don't know any better.
it's an internal journey. It's
Right.
like because we was talking about this earlier before the camera came on. You have to know what you lacking and where you need to get better at. It's like an internal thing, and then you could have the best example of a man in front of you, and you could be like, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you gotta look
But
and observe.
I can't lie. To jump off that, you can also have the worst example of a man, and you like, hey, fuck that. I'm not being that. I'm being this.
Exactly.
So it's
that's what I'm saying.
pros and cons. Yeah.
So for you gotta to become a man. We was talking about. It's no one concrete thing of you being a man. You gotta be the man you want to be in your eyes. Because at the end of the day, somebody else calling you a man, that don't validate you. You gotta make yourself feel like you a man.
Right.
Because that's the only thing. Only thing that matters is how you see yourself. Right. And then I'm not going long, but I got one more thing. And then mothers, men that didn't have mothers in their lives. I think there's some of the grimiest, most meanest, one of
my partners,
least empathetic niggas in the world because you didn't have that female like. You didn't none of that
tender touch.
You don't have none of that compassion or nothing that you would have got from your mother. So I feel like men that are raised without their mothers, I feel like it takes a big toll on them because when they get into their relationship life and they start dealing with other women, it throws stuff off. Even when you're dealing with other men, like they don't know how to. I just feel like as far as they sympathy side and their emotion, they don't know how to deal with it. But let's go to y'all. So y'all. We still on the men, so y'all thoughts on men
with me,
about mothers
I
and
don't
fathers.
like I said, it's gonna go either way. You can make them go right or the wrong way. Because me, I'm that parent. Like I'm aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shut that bitch ass shit up. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah.
I'm the type of parent, type of mother, like. Keep your strap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that can, but that's the only way I know how to make a man, teach my son to be a man.
Right, real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your shit on you. If they play with you, do what you gotta do.
Wait, hold on. I can say something too. You say what you gotta say. I'm gonna remember what I have to say.
And then they got the moms that be like, keep your strap, basically they telling you, don't let them catch you lacking.
Right.
But then you come home on that shit and they be like, wow.
But listen, here's the thing though. You gotta teach them don't go looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? Don't go looking for trouble. But if somebody play with you, be ready to stand on what you stand on.
Like you said, that's a thin line because it's like when it comes to teaching, it's like you can't teach
a woman cannot teach a man.
There you go.
But we'll try.
But to be honest,
and either we gonna fuck them up or they gonna.
Yeah, I was saying, and putting that mind frame out there, you only fucking them up. Only making them feel like fuck. Anybody, my mom already gave me the go ahead. Yeah. Anybody I fucking with me, guess what I'm doing? I'm ironing them out, and I'm gonna tell my mama.
I did what I did.
So that's gonna fuck them up. It's a thin line.
And along the lines of teaching, I feel like people can teach so much, but you gotta want to learn.
You gotta want to do it.
And then also what you said, you was like, stop being a bitch. I feel like but listen, because this is what I'm dealing with now. My whole life. No, listen, my whole life I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna be no bitch. So I became the most nonchalant, most unemotional nigga in the world.
Right.
And then when you get into your relationships, you start dealing with these women. They like, what is wrong with you? You like,
you
this
just
is what I'm
don't
supposed to
care.
be doing.
I'm a man.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing. What the fuck is you talking about? But let's go ahead and go to.
Hold on, before you go to, I don't want to hold on. It's the same thing like you just said. When you're in a relationship and it's like, as a woman, they telling you, oh, you need to be a gentleman. Oh, you need to be this. Oh, you need to be that. I'm telling you, dog. I've been in a situation where a woman was like, you too nice for me. Like, I swear to God, a girl told me, oh, you too nice. Like, I'm thinking, you're supposed to be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to do the right thing. Girl said, you too nice. Like, I need a cut nigga. So it's like, as time going on, like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, so all I know is what my mama told me to open doors and do this and do that. So it's like, it's always going to be either or. Either I'm going to do it or I ain't going to do it.
It's two different mothers trying to raise. Like, it's the mother that's saying, open doors and this. And then it's the mother saying, fuck them hoes. Shit.
Yeah. Let's go, Cam. It's on you. If you remember the question, right?
Probably not. What the heck?
So we were just talking about men that don't have their mothers or their fathers in their life. So just and how that changes their personality or the type of person they become, stuff like that.
I mean,
We got to get to the women. So if you want me to go back to,
Yeah.
all right, now let me go to women. So we asking the same question. We doing it for
Women without
either mothers or
no, without fathers.
Our mothers. I did it
Yeah,
because I was the only one that brought out
Daddy
I was the only one that I was the only one that brought out the mother issues with the
Yeah,
dudes.
right.
But so we doing both for the. So if you could relate to the women not having fathers or not mothers too. So
I mean, I can relate to not having my father. Like I say, my stepfather was there, but he got kids of his own, and he got all boys. So I was his only girl. So
Right.
he don't know nothing about no girl. So all he knew was to spoil me, give me whatever I want. He was nice. He ain't know. I know when I started puberty, he called all my brothers in the living room like, you know your sister, she got breasts now, she got a period. And I'm just like,
Like,
that
you
ain't
don't
how
tell no nigga that.
you gotta be nice around him. So I'm just like, what sense that made? But you know, so he was there for me, but it was more, I feel like, just making sure my needs are met.
Right.
But as far as like needing my daddy, it fucked me up because it messed me up mentally as far as like not knowing they're real. Don't get me wrong, my mama, she was awesome. Like she taught me the game, she taught me whatever it is I need to know. I just still was missing my daddy
So they
because
the
it's
same.
like it's a certain love that it's a certain love I feel like a daddy give his daughter and it'll have her mind straight. Like she,
Right.
it had me dating all kind of niggas I probably shouldn't have been dating.
Right.
It had me having sex at an early age. It had me just not loving myself
Right.
as like I should have or knowing my worth.
Right.
So you know, not having my daddy had me messed up, and I didn't realize I had daddy issues until like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Like
Right.
why I'm fucked up or why I
Right.
do some of the things
That's
that I
And
don't
I
do.
right.
You know, because my daddy wasn't around.
And I understand that because if I didn't have my daddy, I probably wouldn't be a gangster.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
That daddy gonna put that gangster in their
Right,
dog.
real talk. Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, real talk.
But what's crazy is I was a gangster because my mom.
Right,
she put it in me.
right.
So
Mom
it's
and the gangster,
like-
but daddy gonna really get you
Yeah.
together, like how these niggas really is out
Right.
here and how you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't learned that till you know I got
and my
a
daddy
older.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And I fucked up like him. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it goes.
Let's go to Doodie.
What the question is?
So we was talking about women that either don't have either mother or fathers.
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, I know.
No, I can't.
So I didn't actually encounter the double whammy where you ain't got your mama or your daddy.
Oh, I couldn't.
Ooh.
I couldn't do it. That's like
So look,
You damn
so
near
this, I mean, just
I
because.
I'd probably be the most
I'll-
fucked up, grimy.
So I observe a lot.
Right.
It's like, so I'm gonna break it down. Then I'm gonna do the both situations. So when they don't have their fathers, I feel like it's like a constant search for validation.
Right.
It's like they
It's
always trying to
something.
get
It's
something.
like I guess because if you think about it, the fathers probably would have daughter. Most time they gonna say, "Yo, you beautiful baby girl. Oh, you pretty girl." So it's like I think that be the. You know what I'm saying? That love that they seek and that attention that they seek. Because the daddy gonna always walk around the house, baby girl. Oh, you looking pretty, baby girl. So it's like that must be the attention.
really.
And then on the mother's side,
Mm-hmm.
even if the mother is just not, if the mother not around or if the mother is just a bad mother, it's just like the way they influence the child is it damn near be like a mirror because it'd be like if your mother wasn't there, then you get these traits of like you really be like a nigga with a vagina.
Right.
And then if the mother is bad and then it got bad traits, you damn near turn into the exact same person. And
So that goes into a woman trying to teach her son, but she's aggressive because she don't want him to have that.
and then
Bitch
a woman trying
in
to teach a woman.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A man trying to teach a woman.
Now a man trying to teach a woman, that's more probably like
That's him trying to make her
yeah.
Make
feminine as possible, and you
Tomboy.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
like-
that's all you gonna do is fuck.
Like cause every time I think about having kids, that's what in my dreams like the mother's nowhere to be found.
Right.
So whenever somebody,
My dog say he ain't got no.
I don't know what happened to it, but she ain't never done. But whenever I'm thinking about it, whenever I'm thinking about talking to my daughters, it's never like, it's always like I'm putting my daughters onto game. It's never like, I'm not teaching them how to be a woman, but I'm teaching you how to make sure you ain't gonna get fucked over by nobody.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
you gonna, if
But I
it,
don't want that. I want you to get fucked over
You
because
gotta
you
learn.
You gotta
Learn.
I don't want. Let
That's
me tell you
the best
something.
way.
I don't want nothing the easy way. Nothing. I don't
Right.
give a fuck what it is. You ain't don't give me $5. I
And you
don't want
can
that.
my future daughter, if you seeing this, if any nigga ever fuck over you, I'm gonna wanna kill this nigga. I'm telling
Fuck what he
you. I
talking
want
about. My future daughter, if you see this, use a dumb ass.
I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you. Yeah, I'm
You
teaching
gotta
you,
learn
man.
one way or the other.
But
You
you
gonna
can
be a
teach a
thug,
child
man. You
all
gonna be
you
a thug.
want. You can teach
they
a
not
child. They
listening to
still
that shit.
gotta go
I got a
through
child,
it.
so he not trying to hear that shit.
I
I'm
know.
going there and tell
I
him
know.
anything he not trying to hear.
But then as a
gotta
parent,
go through it.
but as a parent, all thing you can do is try your best. And if
Yeah.
they listen, they gonna listen. If they don't, they don't. But
Even
go ahead,
if
go
it damn
ahead.
near give them a heart attack.
Keep trying.
I mean, they gonna do what they gotta do. But see, most mamas, you know, they logo, let boys be boys.
Yep. Yep.
My mama letting the boy be this boy. I damn near killed my mama.
Right.
So look, all right. So on to that, we're gonna start with you. So how do you feel like being raised by a single parent affected you, or do you feel like it affected you at all anyway, or was you gonna be this type of person no matter if you had both your parents?
I
or
mean,
just had
if
one?
I had both of my parents, I feel like I'd be a little different. But like as far as being raised by a single parent, I don't think it affected me in a bad way. Because I always been straight. She made sure I was straight.
Right.
But she made sure she taught me to have morals and to do what I gotta do.
That's something you never forget.
Like a single parent gonna always teach their child how to grow up and live, not need another person.
Right. They gonna go overboard. They
Look,
gonna
and look,
for that missing ball.
And y'all wasn't around EJ when he was growing up, but EJ was really
I remember.
the best.
He had the
was the
I remember.
best child. This nigga was the nicest.
I remember.
He was the smartest. I hated EJ. I
remember.
Oh, I want to fight this.
I remember that nigga
Cause
had everything he wanted.
At that point, I was the baddest
That
too.
nigga was quiet though. You
Yeah.
never know that nigga was
He wouldn't
perfect.
get into no trouble. This nigga was nice.
dog, I swear to
And
God,
then he
my
would be so
dog,
nice. I'd be
my
like,
dog.
man, this nigga, this mom doing too good on him. I don't like
My
that.
dog.
I don't like that. But let's go ahead and go to Kara.
I think it only really messed me up as far as like dating and men and just, self-love and work. Because it's just certain things that my daddy and my mama taught me as a kid that we live by. Like, it's just certain things they instilled in us. So from a young age to where I didn't really lack in those areas, it was more so like men. Like I had to learn. Like I just was wild, not wild, like just, I wasn't no hoe. I wasn't selling no pussy or nothing like that. But I was just dating the wrong men, just
Living
going
life,
with, just living too fast.
To be honest, I just feel like I was gonna be who I am.
Gonna be regardless.
You-
Right.
Regardless to the fact of whatever, I don't think you can really train a child to be a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, they get exposed to the street.
Right.
You teach
Streets gonna
the
shift
dad.
everything you taught.
Yeah.
Regardless.
So you, as an individual, you're gonna be who you're gonna be, regardless to whatever.
So I'm kind of along the lines of that, but I know just from growing up, I just made sure I looked and paid attention to everything. Even from relationships, even like to today. Well, I'm 21 and I give somebody that's 32 advice on their relationship. And
Everything.
it applies. It's like I just made sure I watched everything.
Best
So
way to be.
the turmoil of their relationship, I watched it so
Observe it.
much to where I was like, I learned something from this. So the
Yeah,
turmoil
that's the best.
didn't affect me, but I made sure
I
I
took a
learned
lesson out of
something. So
it,
if it didn't happen, I would not know
You
something.
would know.
But being that it did happen,
Right.
I know something, and I feel like that's gonna help me in the long run. being
Right.
that
And
I
I
done
think
seen
that's
it
how
and
you
seen it
should
happen.
go through life. You should learn from every
Everybody
situation.
listen, whether it's yours or not, learn from
So
it.
Learn
pay-
from it.
And while you living in your day-to-day life, pay attention.
Pay attention and
You
learn.
gotta live in whatever moment you in and
Take
pay
it as a
attention.
lesson.
and take it in. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people just go through living and they not paying attention to what's going
And
on.
then be stuck and be mad, like, what was that? Like, motherfucker,
And
you
then-
saw that go on.
And then people think back on their life like, oh, it happened so fast. No, it didn't happen fast. You just
You
wasn't
just wasn't paying
attention.
attention.
You wasn't paying
Right.
attention. But let's go ahead and go to you.
What it was again?
It was how do you feel like a single parenting affect you as far as like who you are today?
It did. Like she said, it was gonna happen. Whatever was gonna happen.
You thought you were gonna be who you was gonna be even. If
I feel like everything just working and just having
Yeah.
God's plan. You know, like it
Yeah.
felt. Because I ain't gonna lie, I can't say. I do feel like if my dad was out, I would be fucked up. I wouldn't be here. Like I'm just being honest. I don't think I would be here right now. So yeah, I do think my mom raising me and dealing with the niggas she dealt with. I think everything happened for a reason because it made me the
Everything
man.
follows.
And on the opposite end of that, I feel like I still would have been observant of everything, but I would have used that observation skills that I have for worse, for things that weren't positive.
True, and that's what I'm trying
So
to say. Like,
if-
my thing is, if my dad was here,
If your
I
daddy
think
was here, you think it would have been.
some other shit.
And if
like,
if I either had
Yeah.
if I didn't have my mother or my father, I feel like it would have
Ooh, if
been.
I would have had my mom and had my dad only, oh my god.
I feel like I would have been one of the
whatever.
worst niggas in
Whatever.
history.
I
I'd probably be in
Oh,
jail right now.
whatever. If I ain't had my mom and only had my daddy, Lord,
I think everybody is who
Yeah,
they're supposed to be.
yeah, it
know,
happens for a reason.
And that's
so,
why we individuals, we have our own unique ways
There
of
you
how
go.
we think. So I think like, however you are, that's how you supposed
it was supposed to be that way.
It
Anyway.
was supposed to be that way.
Being raised by single parents make you want to have a single parent household?
Nah.
No,
Hell no.
hell no.
Uh-uh.
Hell no. That
Well, y'all already hear what I said. In my
Come
dreams,
on.
I ain't got no woman, and there ain't no woman around. It's just me and my kids. So, but I may rethink that. You know, and on the last episode, I was talking about 2 episodes. I was talking about how I wanted the wife and the kids and all that. But I know me with having 2 parents and then also experiencing it with just one. I feel like in the development stage, yeah, it's really needed for you to have both of your parents. But I feel like once you pass that 14, the 13, 14 mark, that
And that's
You-
kind of
it's
like when you
open
start
for-
learning how to
yeah.
do man shit on your
Yeah,
own.
Yeah,
life,
cause-
yeah.
And some people pick up on quick, cause I picked up quick, so
Right.
like I can handle my own. Like I'm,
Right.
I'm straight. I'm doing shit my mama ain't teaching me.
Right, there you go, and that be the thing that they wasn't able to teach. 'Cause
Yeah.
a woman. Yeah.
because
I thought she had something.
oh yeah, I'm about to say something.
Oh, good.
Because at the end of the day, it's really some stuff that you can only learn yourself. I remember I was talking to my mama. I was like, I think it was one of the questions that we had in the notebook with our topics, and it was like, do you feel like your parents prepared you for just the world? And then I was like, I feel like my mama, she did in the only way she could. But I feel like as a black man growing up in this country, I feel like my father didn't really prepare me for what I would have to deal with as far as
As a
the
man.
white and
Right.
being a black.
Yeah, that's
It's
what we had to
different
learn
being
on our
it's
own.
different being a black man and different being a black woman in
Right.
America. I know black women also have their struggles, but being a black man in America, I feel like it's you get. I know I went to LSU. You
Right.
get treated
Right.
so
That shit
different.
make all your balls
Like,
twist.
For real, like it's the hate that you feel coming from people. I feel like I wasn't prepared for. I wasn't ready for it. He said make your balls twist.
That shit make all your balls
It
twist.
makes
I
your
feel
balls
like-
twist. Ooh.
As parents or our parents, they can try to prepare us for the world, but we have to walk in our own shoes.
Yeah, you gotta.
You know, we have to experience on our own and learn our,
They
know,
just give us
based
a
on-
preview. We
Right.
catch the movie.
Right.
You're 100% right.
So they can tell us how to and prepare us, but they can't really walk in our shoes through life and experience what we experience.
They do as best they can.
So
but,
they do the best they
yeah.
can with us.
All her back can give out walking in my shoes.
All right, so look, that was another episode of OTC. I'm your host, Padu. We had Brittany on here today. She came through. She gonna be back again.
Yes, Lord.
We had
Damn.
Big Cam. We had Big Cam on today, and then we
Yeah.
had my cousin EJ, baby.
Yes, Lord.
It's a good episode. All you single parents out there, stay strong. All you kids being raised by single parents, take it easy on them. And
Bum
good.
Rush.
We sponsored by Bum Rush. We sponsored by Braids by Nissa also, and
Let me get some rush up in my cup so I can
get some
them
rush. Get some rush.
Last little bit.
And,
some rush up in
we
my
out.
cup
We
so I
gonna
can
see y'all
get
next
rush.
week.